Good morning, laddies. My name is Chaz, and let me do this. Okay, so sorry. The in my or in or so. Welcome to a what if Black Bolt was in Seven Deadly Sins? Yes, the Black Bolt. But in this alternate timeline, Black Bolt was very powerful, and nothing changed. But his costume has been redesigned. And yeah, he can use his blade because it has very special material built in to it that allows you to basically the allows you to, like, every time you use your power on it, it becomes that power. So, but on a whole another grand scale. And don't worry, I still keep his voice thing. I still kept his voice. But it will be louder. It will be. I made it, and I made his voice a little bit like out outdo the Marvel's one. So yeah. So then let's begin. He was born from a rare from a family, and he was a apprentice knight. But everyone's like everyone and is so confused about it. Why can't he talk? Huh. And the guy that he became apprentice of is him. So yeah, he's wondering why he's always not talking. Through his mouth thing. As he wrote down um the like on a piece of paper thing, and it said that if he uses his voice, the entire kingdom will fall. Oh. As what do you mean by that? As he steps out, sign or the seven deadly sins went with him. As he says, or he in telepathically he tells them that to cover their ears. All right, and then they nods their heads. He turns, facing a giant size mountain. As he lifts his chest up, like he breathes in, as he says mountain really loudly. As he uses that. Yeah. Uh, yeah. As the mountain became like a big thing, like U-shaped thing. Like how anime characters bust straight through walls with their super strength. Or like the Dragon Ball Z Kamehameha thing. Yeah. They, yeah. So then when they have ringing in their ears, but they survived. As yeah, as they see how destructive that power would be, the yeah. So yeah, he looks around, um, or he telepathically says, "See," without triggering his voice, as the good to know, as one of the as the second Ellison says that, and as the yeah, as because it was so loud that even the king was like, "What was that?" And one of the holy knights says, "Don't worry, king. The one of the grand one of the grandmasters wanted to test the holy knight's apprentice's power. The one that, or as how king says, because in this universe, the basically vampires like her did not or did exist, but the yeah. So yeah. So they basically Zuko or no, basically Black Bolt turns and looks at them and like telepathically says that. As he says or the king says, "Man, with that much firepower, you could blast a hole right through anything." As he looks at her, or looks at the king, as he telepathically says, "Yeah," but the even a whisper of it could knock down the entire building. Only, yeah. So he usually like yeah. So he ends up um mm, was like if and Meliodas is like, man, and he doesn't even normally some people are worried, so they at night he he sleeps without making a single noise. That kind of makes sense because the with that much power, yeah. So then so Meliodas and Elizabeth walked in to check on him, and yeah, they thought he was dead. But when he or when Zuko or no, when Meliodas tested his vital thing on his wrist, he's still breathing. They yeah. After they left, a girl snuck into the room, and it was a vampire girl. Oh, but the she already met him before when he was just or when both of them were just little kids. They always is hanged out with each other. They were sure a couple too. So she walks closer as he or as she yeah as he or no as he takes one of her hands and like puts it on his knees as she kissed him right on the forehead. Yeah. And there's one thing. In my last video that I did, someone put a comment of make a darker Zuko what if, so I do not want that. First of all, it's way I'm trying to make this balance between the good side and the bad side. Because with it's just for the kids or little kids to watch these videos without having to be scared, turned out of their minds. So, yeah. So, now we get back into these stories. So, then after she did that and she leaves, but before she left, she says, "Bye bye, my beloved." Yeah. She was basically was so in love with him, um, that it's scary. Harry. Yeah. So then the next day, he gets up. He was so quiet that it freaks some people out. Out. Sometimes. As sometimes he, or when he wakes up, the usually like sometimes when he wakes up, he's just like he's like comes at down as he like so quiet. She gets freaked out. Now, as as he telepathically tells her, the no need to fear, it's still me. As she's like, oh, I should have been used to it. The and everybody's like, yeah, you kind of scare us when you wake up like that. And Gothar's like, I knew was coming out. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So then he goes to apprentice or goes to with him, and with him as his apprentice, he's also a bodyguard. So the two grandmasters, or like those, his brother and him, were both oh wanted to kill him to get the grandmaster thing, but because they were mind controlled by the demon, as he like as Black Bolt uses his sonic beam, it was modified so it pushed the evil demonic purple guy out. As he grabs him, flew him across. As they're like, what is he doing? Oh, I know what he's gonna do. Tell the king that to cover his ears, or tell the entire king, because what I could tell, he's gonna do what he does best. As the is guys, is everybody was like, he has, or they all like, oh crap. As everybody's like, oh crap. as they cover their ears, because they know that when they hear the sound of him breathing in deeply, and including the king, and they cover their ears, as the purple guy did not realize it at first, but then when he let go, kaboom, boom, as yeah, it made a hole right through, like, or it destroyed the purple demon looking thing right out of existence. And because it was so close, right in front of him. Yeah. As the sound echoing through the entire world. As they're like, man. So in the vampire kingdom, she could hear it. As she knew what it was. It was her beloved its power. As yeah, as all the demons are like, or, no, all the vampires looks at her like, you know that power, don't you? Yeah, it's from my beloved, and so yeah. So then the yeah. So then the day came, and yeah, the Ten Commandments and came back, and the telling the truth was like, they, of course, go, or Meliodas says, don't encourage him, as Meliodas says that. Who, the, one of the Ten Commandments, or the Black Bolt? I'm telling the truth. To not encourage Black Bolt. As Galen's Truth looks over at Meliodas, why, what would he do? Oh, you'll find out. Keep going on it. I'm not lying to you. As he says, as the Meliodas and everybody's covers their ears because they know that when he uses his full voice, and as he says, no, and yeah, as the Gallon of Truth got sent flying in, um, into, like, into the sun. Yeah, when I said he was flying all the way to the sun, that's scary. Plus the sound echoed through again. As they're like, man, He sure. Yeah, and his one. So the all of the only the him, and him, her, and him could hear that sound as they're like wondering what was that sound. Um, as they were done by it, they could not. Mm, yeah. So, yeah. Basically, when they heard that, they all like wondering why him. Of course, one day to investigate. As the yeah. So yeah. Malaskala was like, I see. Yeah. As he as she says that, and she could not believe. And she tries to find where Alan and Truth went to, and she looks up towards the stars, towards the sun, and she could not believe it. As the so he walks by himself. Oh, as he to clear his head. As she says, as she was, or actually, she knew who it was, actually, too. It was her best friend. Because the, in this alternate timeline, Black Bolt was really good friends with everyone. The Some of them have short-term memory loss, but some are just like, yep, we remember him. So she walks up to him. And she says, long time no see. And she forgot that he can't really talk because but telepathically he could. So he tells her, yeah, long time no see too. What's up? Well, oh, I was wondering, what happened to that loudmouth gallon of truth one? Well, as he wrote in the air, as she understood what it is. Oh, he's on. Sorry, my nose just. So, so she says, "Oh, he's on a sun. I see. Hmm. Poor little soul. Oh." As he knows, or as she knows, it was him that. Uh, as, but she even walks up closer and hugs him and thanks him too for getting rid of that loudmouth guy. He was giving her a headache on it. As he says, or actually, he shrugs his shoulders. As he, because the only two people that truly understand his sign language or the writing in the air was, or is her the, and her. Because they both know but they're competing to be his girlfriend. Like, but he's always confused about why they're fighting each other. As he gets back home, as he sits down, as the him as he wrote down a piece of paper, because there's ever because that's only one time that he walked by himself. So when he sat down, and so he is always like gets so upset that he wants to raise his voice. But the yeah. As some people like his like let's say he was like just by himself, or actually he went to the forest, the where the king, this guy, lives, just to clear his head because, and they're like, is he's so angry with himself, or he doesn't understand why he that the two people are fighting over each other's to yeah. As King Ing is like there, but he knows, he could tell that the something's wrong with him. So he says, as he telepathically says to him, I don't understand how the two girls usually find over a man that they love. That's why it irritates me. Okay? Oh, okay, I see. Who's fighting over each other? Or you? Or, as he uses telepathically, the vampire girl and the one of the 10 Commandments. So, yeah. Hmm. Okay. As she comes out of nowhere. Huh. Yeah. And she remembers him, or she remembers the Black Bolt real well. Because he was the only person that everyone knew. Oh. As he, she or or actually she can't believe, or she wants to like say, anyway, or she knows that she's like super nice to him. So she says, "What's wrong? You seem so like bottled up that I could tell." Oh, as she says that, as King answers for him. Well, he there's two girls, or he doesn't understand how, or this is what I said, or this is what he said to him. Well, he doesn't understand how who people, like two girls, or no, why does two people always fight over each other for something or someone? And as he tells her telepathically that there's these two girls that are always like trying to fight each other's for my love. That's, and they don't understand that. And she says, "Yeah, I do understand because he love you, but they're just being, typical." Yeah, as and plus that's why I came out here to walk around. Sorry if I'm bothering any of you. Well, that's okay. It's, hey? So, then basically, he got his head on clear. But every single time that he so yeah. So they had a really good conversation. Mm-hmm. As when King him left with the back, or no, with black, sorry, Black Bolt, as he asks him, if you who were in my situation, and I could tell that there's some love interest between you and the that giant girl. As he's blushing, who go on, let me finish the question. If you were in my situation and one of those were that girl, that giant girl, or someone else, who would you pick? Huh. Mm. As he's blushing, I see his face. Yes. Yeah. His face is all like red. As he says that with such seriousness, one. Oh. No. As he telepathically says, don't worry, I'll probably ask Gil Thunder if. Because he's probably in that same situation where I am at. And as he does know how to fly. But he's of course Black Bolt, and he could fly like super fast. Faster than a fairy could keep up. When he got to the castle, he was like, as Gil Thunder's like, huh, good to see you. But we're, because Gil Thunder walks over, good to see ya. Oh yeah. As he telepathically tells him, yeah, what made you boil up? Like, you were, I could tell that by your, like, how you were, you know how or actually he telepathically says, you know how you usually pick a person? Like, if you are probably in the same situation where I am. You know that orange girl? The one that has a staff that has a hand on it? Yeah. Or that one of the princesses. Who would you pick? To only date. Because in this universe, um her and the vampire lady are both fighting each other's, because actually, because Malaska of Fate, you know, was like, she ends up, she are actually couple videos, or no, couple like parts later, or no, actually, the how I put it, the Malaska stops him from walking thing, like walks by himself, and like before or she left, she tells him that she is still in love with him, him, him. So, and she even says that she loves him more than the vampire girl does. So, yeah, now we get back into the original or present day thing. As he's so like, he's always like in a maze. He is like, he walks around as he uses his voice, because and the entire like maze was gone in a flash as everyone's ears ringing, but they still saw how devastating that was. And the walls could not even regenerate quick enough, but everything goes boom as as Droll or whatever, yeah, no, yeah, this guy right here, this one, and was as basically is, or both him and him were stunned. Everybody else was stunned, like so the purple guy gets killed off. This guy right here, the bottom, this one gets killed or gets thrown into the sun. And of course, then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people left. Yeah, because 2 of their members are like, they get killed off. Of course, Malaska she knows that voice from anywhere, or that sound. As Zarathos was like asking her, what's that sound? Oh, that sound is from my beloved Black Bolt, Helen's voice. Black Bolt? Who's that? He has the ability of every time he talks normally, like how the rest of us talk, like through our mouth. Well, he was born with a rarest power inside of his body that allows him to basically every time he uses his voice normally, it sends a shock or like booming sound out. Basically, yeah, it blew away competitions. But when you're really close to him, when he starts saying something, you better cover your ears before. Imagine the loudest sound that you ever heard times 10. And they're like, man, is that really true? His voice is like that strong? Yes. Once he uses his full power, it's all over for it. So then both of them are all the remaining ones, like Zartros, him, and her, were all 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 1, 2, 3. 8 of them were stunned when they heard that. Or actually, Railroad was there, and when he heard that, he's like, "Oh, so you're saying that he can use his voice to from long range?" Yeah. And plus, it's a really deadly weapon. It doesn't actually kill you, but it will send you flying all the way to. Plus, if it's his whisper could destroy a building, his full voice destroys like an entire kingdom or entire mountains. That's why. And the but only things that are going for him, like 2 people. Remember the vampire here? Yeah. As Zartros knows, or she, or he, I almost said she, but he ends up, or he still loves that yellow vampire girl, though. Yeah. But her friend, and as she says, her friend and him, are competing against each other's. What do you mean? The winner gets to be his girlfriend. As they're all stunned. Yeah. So, yeah. So then the day came where, or actually he was battling, or they were battling against Meliodas, but the hmm, as he looks at, because his partner was actually, there's only three teams out of all of us, 3 teams each. Same players on one team thing. So he gets grouped up with the, I almost said Derry Harry, but with King and her. And yeah. So then basically both of them were like, as he tells her, that must have been the side effect of that. As he covered his ears. And they cover their ears, and he goes, Whopper. Yeah. So he was loud. As his opponent, or actually one team or one character versus one other character. So, yeah. You know who, or actually 2 versus 1. Or no, 2 versus 2 battle. When he is with her. As everyone's like, man. As he's like, show no jealousy. As he's just like, he's so embarrassed. There's like, as he knows that he would rather choose both of them. So yeah. So then Meliodas, then the remaining of the 10 Commandments came him. When I say remaining, it means the railroad and like the rest of them, except for the Gallon of Truth and the purple demon looking guy. Of course, they were far away from the battle, but of course, railroad, or no, the or the Malaskla, no, ends up being, or she says she has something to do. So, yeah, please wait for part 2 to be filmed.